Mogoče, če nam lahko poveste, kaj se trenutno dogaja v Makedoniji, v bistvu, oziroma glede na to, da je v Sloveniji malo informacije oziroma o dejanskem dogajanju v Makedoniji.
Da budem iskren, i mi kako opozicija ne znamo šta se dešava trenutno što se tiče razgovora oko našeg ustavnog imena koje naša država ima sa našim susjedom Republikom Grčkom. Zadnji put kad smo bili zajedno sa premijerom, to je bio negdje krajem januara mjeseca, u biti to je bilo negdje između 25. i 27. januara, tako da tada je ispred nas, oni su prezentirali onaj dokument koji ga mi nazovemo set of ideas, koji je prije toga medijator Nimic dao našim pregovaračima u to vrijeme, to je naš ambasador na Mickoski i ovaj Vasilakis koji je ambasador Grčke, koji su u biti to tada bili oficijalni pregovarači. Nakon toga sav proces pregovora su preuzeli ministri spoljnih poslova Dimitrov i Kocijas i od tada sve informacije koje dobijamo je od medija, to su poluistine, špekulacije, tako što ovo što i vi znate je ono što i mi u biti znamo.
Šta je, recimo, kako je taj zadnji predlog, koji znate vi za njega, imena?
Pa to je onaj predlog koji je medijator Nimic dao i to je pomalo ili poviše već prezentirano po medije, po Makedoniji i po Grčke, tako da to nije nešto novo koje je bilo i ranijih godina davano. Ima puno kontraverzije oko prevoda tog predloga, imena države, imena jezika, imena nacionalnosti, tako da ja ne bih puno toga komentarisao da ne bi narušio proces pregovora. Ipak mi smo odgovorna partija koja ne želi ulaziti sad kad je u piku ovaj proces pregovora, tako da to smo mi shvatili kao set of idea. To je ona osnova odakle se mi možemo dići nagore, tako da ništa seriozno nije bilo to. Sad, kako je sad trenutno situacija, u biti stvarno ne znamo, možemo da komentarišemo ono što čujemo, kako što sam rekao, iz medija, poluistine, trač rubrike i samo to.
Ali, ampak izgleda, da se vendarle situacija stabilizirala, da je nek napredek pri Makedoniji narejen, v bistvu, kar se tiče pristopnih pogajanj v Evropsko unijo.
Pa, evo ovako, ako je za vas stabilizirana situacija da smo mi na dnu Evrope što se tiče rasta bruto domaćeg proizvoda, onda u redu, ja se slažem sa vama, no da se ne šalimo, ekonomska situacija u zemlji je katastrofalna, 0% rasta u Evropi, kad svjetska ekonomija doživljava renesansu, evo kod vas recimo u Sloveniji to je negdje na razini oko 3-4% i svuda u Evropi je tako i više. Mi smo na dnu lestvice što se tiče po Evropi. Što se tiče reforma, da nije bilo VMRO-DPMNE i da mi nismo bili konstruktivni i da nismo mi učestvovali i dodali vrednost tom procesu reforma i ovaj izvještaj Evropske unije ne bi bio takav kakav je. Tako da sve je u zastoju, apsolutno jedna godina laži, jedna godina prevare što se tiče ove nove vlade. Nadamo se da neće to trajati dugo i da će veoma brzo VMRO-DPMNE opet preuzeti vladu i onda će se makedonsko opštestvo, makedonska privreda, ekonomija i u biti esencijalni reformi dogoditi u našoj zemlji.
Računate na predčasne volitve oziroma da bo volitve preko 4 let?
Izvinite, nisam vas razumio.
Da li će izbori biti prije nego...
Pa mi se nadamo, da, mi se nadamo. Sad će krenuti razgovori opozicije i vladačke stranke oko novog izbornog zakonika. Tamo ćemo mi definisati uslove koji će, nadam se, važiti za sve sljedeće izbore, tako da mi smo sigurni da će VMRO-DPMNE pobijediti na sljedeće vanredne ili redovne izbore i konačno Makedonija u biti stvarno živjeti život koji je istinski prosperitetniji kako svi građani naše zemlje zaslužuju.
Mogoče samo še kdaj računate, da bi lahko v bistvu Makedonija postala članica Evropske unije?
Naravno, kad ne bi bio ovaj problem koji naš južni susjed Grčke ima sa našim ustavnim imenom. I ne samo sada, Makedonija bi postala članica i NATO-a i Evropske unije još davno sada. Više od 20 godina je prošlo kad je Makedonija prvi put potpisala ugovor za stabilizaciju i asocijaciju. Ima jedno 15 godina kad smo postali zemlja kandidat za članstvo Evropske unije. onda je više od 10 godina kad je bio onaj poziv u Bukurešt da budemo ravnopravna članica NATO pakta. Sav ovaj proces frustrira i mi znamo da sve što je bilo neophodno kao društvo, kao zemlja uradili, sve one vlade koje su bile pre ove vlade su uradili sve što je bilo neophodno, ali nažalost tu je onaj problem koji naši južni susjed ima sa našim ustavnim imenom i nažalost još Grčka ne može prihvatiti fakt koji se dešava na Balkanu i Evropi, a to da postoji jedna država koja se zove Republika Makedonija, u njoj većina stanovnika su Makedonci koji govore makedonski jezik. Hvala i vam.
Your Excellencies, members of IFIMES Council, members of IFIMES, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Allow me to welcome you on behalf of the International Institute for Middle East and Balkan Studies, IFIMES from Ljubljana, the organizer of today's lecture of the President of VMRO-DPMNE, Professor Dr. Christian Mickoski, with the title, The Role of Euro-Atlantic Integration in Providing Economic Development and Political Stability in Southeastern Europe. Since December 2017, Professor Dr. Christian Mickoski has been the president of the Conservative Macedonian Party VMRO-DPMNE, which is the member of European People's Party. He is an associated professor at the Faculty of Engineering, University St. Cyril and Methodius in Skopje. He was also Secretary General of the VMRO-DPMNE, as well as Director General of the leading Macedonian Energy Corporation, LM Skopje. He is one of the most visible and promising conservative politicians of his generation in the region. His main ambition are the membership of Macedonia in the European Union and NATO, as well as establishing of the VMRO-DPMNE as a strong conservative political party in the Macedonian political scene. Professor Mickoski will speak about the current political situations in Macedonia and the name issue the clear recommendation of the European Council to start the negotiations with the European Union and about the future of his country that is strongly bound to the European Union and NATO membership. Spoštovani predsednik, profesor dr. Christian Mickoski, vaše ekscelence, člani sveta, svetovalnega odbora Mednarodnega inštituta IFIMES, dame in gospodje, spoštovani udeleženci današnjega dogodka in vsi, ki nas spremljate prek spleta. Dovolite mi, da vas najprej pozdravim in se zahvalim, da ste se odzvali našemu povabilu na današnji dogodek, predavanje predsednika VMRO-DPMNE, profesorja dr. Christiana Mickoskega z naslovom Vloga evroatlantskih integracij pri zagotavljanju gospodarskega razvoja in politične stabilnosti v jugovzhodni Evropi. Spoštovani dr. Mickoski, dobrodošli na IFIMES in v Slovenijo. Profesor dr. Christian Mickoski od decembra 2017 predsednik konzervativne VMRO-DPMNE, članice Evropske ljudske stranke. Je izredni profesor na Fakulteti za strojništvo na Univerzi Sveti Ciril in Metod v Skopju. Bio je tudi generalni sekretar VMRO-DPMNE in generalni direktor vodilne makedonske energetske korporacije LM. Je jedan od najbolj prepoznavnih in perspektivnih konzervativnih politikov v regiji mlajše generacije. Njegova prizadevanja su usmerjena k članstvu Republike Makedonije v Evropsku unijo in NATO ter uspostavitvi VMRO-DPMNE kot močne konzervativne stranke na makedonski politični sceni. Na predavanju bo profesor dr. Mickoski spregovoril o aktualnih dogajanjih v Makedoniji v času reševanja spora okrog imena med Makedonijo in Grčijo, jasnem priporočilu Evropskega sveta o določitvi datuma začetka pogajanj z Evropsko unijo in prihodnosti te države, ki je vezana na regionalno in sosedsko sodelovanje ter članstvo v NATO in EU. Počituvan predsjedatelj profesor dr. Christian Mickoski, vaši ekscelenciji, členovi na Sovjetovnavni odbor in členovi na Međunarodni institut IFIMES, dami i gospoda, počituvani učesnici na današnje predavanje in vsi te drugi, koji ne sledat preko internet. Dozvolite mi najprvo da ve pozdravim in da vi se zablagodaram što toliko broj se odzvate za današnje to predavanje na predsjedatelj na VMRO-DPMNE dr. Christian Mickoski na tema ulogata na evroatlantskih integraciji v obezbedovanje na ekonomski razvoj i politička stabilnost vo jugoistočna Evropa. Današnji nastan očigledno kažuva da nije sedno za to što se slučava v Makedonija i v regionat. Počituvan dr. Mickoski, dobrodojdete vo IFIMES in vo Slovenija. Zažalost sme limitirani so znanje to na makedonski jezik i ovaj nastan, ki go produžimo na angliski jezik. Thank you, Dr. Mickoski, the floor is yours.
First of all, thank you for inviting me to be a part of this wonderful session and to allow me opportunity to present my points of view and some of our party milestones in terms of EU integration and NATO integration as well of my country, Republic of Macedonia, and how this will influence about our economical development and about the political stability in my country. But before I start, let me please add another thing. Prior, I was elected as a president of VMRO-DPMNE. I was, as you said, general secretary of the party, but prior that I was a part of executive committee of VMRO-DPMNE, which is the highest rank body of our political party, and more than 20 years experience within the party structure since the very young age when I was a part of our youth organization, so-called Union of Young Forces. So therefore, I think that more than 20 years of my experience within party structure now culminated with my election as the president of VMRO-DPMNE, and hopefully VMRO-DPMNE, as a matter of fact, I'm pretty much sure that next elections VMRO-DPMNE will win and will lead Macedonian government within NATO and EU integration as well. So thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. I will start, and if you have any questions after my ending, please do not hesitate to ask, and I'm here on your disposal to give you an answer of that. Contemporary global societies are built on various principles that are discussed and debated in everyday political and academic discourse, and such principles form a basis for the core policies through which universal ties are developed. Towards the end of 18th century and continuously throughout 19th century, empires began to fall apart, and led by doctrines that mainly based themselves on what at that point in history would be interpreted as free trade and liberal democracy. Modern states began to be established. Societal interest found an ambitious offset with financial interest, and as a result, modern states began to form objective policy goals designed to generate and construct long-lasting peace. Above all, the end of the Cold War brought a dramatic shift in global political relations. Built around the framework of the security community concept, the end of the Cold War, for all intents and purposes, brought forward major institutional changes and implications for NATO, the European Union, and the United Nations as well. The complexity of European integrations were built not as a result of regional threat, but to contrary, in an informal unity with the global trend of supranationalism that has to a certain extent been applied in most regional contexts, like our NAFTA to Asian, and even to a certain extent to an African Union. Most of these integrational projects, as stated, are led by economic indicators, but they usually tend to put a serious focus on security issues as well. Contemporary security communities stress the concept of peaceful change, which in its core aims to find a solution to social problems throughout institutionalized procedures created to avoid resort to large-scale physical force. Today, above all, the development and the interconnectivity of the modern world, and in its context, the advances of science, technology, and culture are playing a central role in establishing and maintaining the global ties. In practice, the beginning of the 21st century has heralded a new paradigm which has brought with itself new challenges to global security as well. Terrorism, ethnic and religious conflicts, regional conflicts, drug trafficking and organized crime, the use of weapons of mass destruction, financial and economic crisis, poverty, environmental disasters, as well as cyber attacks, are issues and problems that in today's complex realities, when the world is much more interconnected and interdependent, have developed a universal character and hence represent a threat to international security. In today's world, the threats facing democratic societies are complex and real. Genuine solutions required a comprehensive approach and close cooperation across borders and across sectors. Within a global security environment, challenges for small states are even bigger. International organizations are the natural environment where such states find it easier to function within this context. Therefore, openness for coalitions and alliances can help to adopt an active role and to change self-perception of small states. The Southeast European countries are facing similar, if not the same challenges and issues as all other countries from the EU-Atlantic region. These common challenges and problems require joint solution, and only together can we contribute in a more compact manner to achieve peace. Security and stability in the region, Europe and broader terms. From a Balkan perspective, and the integration of all Southeast European countries into Euro-Atlantic community, NATO and European Union as well, strong regional and bilateral cooperation are the best joint mechanism for responding to the common challenges and serve as the greatest contribution to global peace and security. The process of Euro-Atlantic integration is the main driving force for prosperity in our region. It is a motivation for stabilization and sustainable development of the countries of the region and an efficient tool for addressing security and stability changes throughout democratic dialogue. I strongly believe in the importance and relevance of regional partnership and regional cooperation as a framework that contributes toward advancing security and stability, thus enabling countries to jointly build their shared future. Western Balkan countries need to act together, regardless of the fact that each will be integrated based on merit system. They share opinion that improving already strong regional cooperation is among those priorities. In that sense, NATO and EU need the region just as much the region needs NATO and EU. Security and stability does not start and stop with the borders of certain country. Over a longer period of time, the countries of the Western Balkans have faced numbers of challenges, starting from resolving constitutional issues to our problems related to combating internal systematic problems within institutions. This year we have witnessed some positive movements toward the accession of the region into the European family. Serbia and Montenegro are moving forward in EU integration. Albania received its first recommendation for opening accession negotiations, while my country, Macedonia, received another recommendation for starting negotiations. Of course, the main issue blocking my country advancing toward final goal since 2008 in relation to NATO and 2009 in relation to EU is this name dispute that my country has with our southern neighbor. Speaking on the bilateral issues facing Macedonia and Greece, I would like to point out specific aspects crucial to this process. To this date, the official opposition, where VMRO-DPMNE is the biggest party, has only been briefed once in late January about the development of negotiations. Since then, we have not received concrete information in relation to this process. As so, our funded perception is based on media reports, half-truths, and speculations. Above all, going forward, all negotiations must be within the scope of two United Nations Security Council resolutions from 1993, as well as the interim accord from 1995. Although, it is necessary to point out that this interim accord was broken by Greece in 2008 when it vetoed Macedonian membership in NATO. The decision of the International Court of Justice and the fact that Greece persistently ignores its content and findings is proof that the Macedonian government needs to find a potential solution which will incorporate safeguards so that the principles are norms of any agreement are not bypassed because of subjective political reasons and necessities of the Greek side. For many years, my country, Republic of Macedonia, has been the site which has granted all types of concessions and has received nothing in return from our neighbor. Any solution must be dignified with the scope of the United Nations lead process and also guarantee the bilateral relations are put on equal footing. Sadly, our government always seems to be a few steps behind the Greek government and is leading forward the negotiation process in a reactive manner rather than proactive one. The Republic of Macedonia sees its future within NATO and EU as well. From our perspective, NATO is a key pillar of the contemporary Euro-Atlantic security architecture, while the European Union is seen as a major driving force for democratic, economic, and social development of the European continent. VMRO-DPMNE, as well as the citizens of my country, Republic of Macedonia, are aware that the strategic priorities, European Union and NATO membership, can be achieved through implementation of national reforms, development of regional cooperation, and maintaining good neighborhood relations, as well as the continuous contribution to regional Euro-Atlantic security and stability. We as opposition are strongly committed to that national reforms in all areas in order to strengthen its European perspectives. My country, Republic of Macedonia, is prepared for immediate integration into NATO and start of the accession negotiations for European Union membership as soon as possible, and we as opposition are ready to add the value of that process. In terms of Macedonia economy, I must conclude that in the last year we have seen anything but positive results. Expected growth has not been reached. We have seen no plans for capital investments, no clear vision for attracting foreign direct investments, no concrete policies for tackling unemployment, opening and creation new jobs. Wages are falling day by day, and citizens are anything but satisfied with the current government economic policies. And if you're asking me why, because this government seems acting like single-issue government. In the past 3 months, the government has indebted the citizens of Macedonia for an additional 300 million euros. For the first time, public debt has gone past the psychological barrier of 5 billion euros, while the state debt is above 4 billion euros. For a country like Macedonia and for an economy like Macedonian, this is a huge number. What cannot be forgotten is that the previous government, led by VMRO-DPMNE, in its mandate, attracted over 2.5 billion euros in foreign investments, opened and created additional 170,000 new jobs, and lowered the unemployment rate from historical 38% to 21% in 2017, which is still higher number, but it's less than it was our legacy when we were in power in 2006. As a result of such a sound economic policies, the Republic of Macedonia has maintained its credit rating and has been praised for its investment climate. And the witness is World Bank report. It is my firm belief that if the current government continues with such a negative trend, our nation will easily lose its competitive advantage in relation and compared with those rest in the region. These negative economic and financial results will discourage foreign investors and weaken the national economy. Concluding my discussion today, I would like to underscore my confidence that the possibility of having open discourse helps policymakers avoid parallelism in relations to macro policies, one on a national as well as global level. Taking this into context, it is my belief that events such as the one organized here today are truly productive in this sense and often lead to new ideas and concepts that help build common strategies. Sharing ideas and views that find their basis within our mutually shared universal values is essential in developing strategies aimed at increasing and advancing our role as a barrier of global peace. The experience of all the rounds of enlargement have proven that perspective of NATO and European Union membership remains a key tool towards ensuring long-term stability on the global stage. The prospects for Euro-Atlantic integration of the remaining Southeast European aspirant countries are the driving force for their political, defense, security, and economical reform agendas. Each of these nations has developed their own specific dynamic in the reform processes, and the fulfillment of the criteria for NATO and European Union membership, and so they indeed have to be evaluated on the basis specific nation-oriented merit system. At one point, many agreed that the Balkans suffered from too much history and too little geography. And as a result, the only response to the potential threats to the security of the Balkan region and Europe as well lies on cooperation and integration. In that context, I must bring forward the thesis that the sooner NATO and European Union close their unfinished business in our region, the safer and more stable all of Europe will be. In this sense, the prospect of European Union integration must also be highlighted as a crucial driving force for inclusive societal reforms. The role of political leaders is to think and act big. In this sense, I see the future of our interconnected region based on strong economic and commercial relations, which must be based on sound internal reforms to our legal, political, and economic system. It is our role to prepare our nation for the dynamic and ever-changing times of the 21st century. The time to act is now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mickoski. I would like to ask Mr. Aljav to start with discussion.
I will begin with some questions. I think you answered a lot about the current policy and for the future. The first is how you see the economical evolution of the region. Your observation, for example, Croatia in 1979 had higher GDP than now in 2015. Do you think that Balkans, the countries of Balkans, need a Marshall Plan for rebuild and reconstruction?
As I said, each country in the region should be estimated according merit system, because each country in the region has own strategy, but of course regional partnership and cooperation is an imperative for the countries in the region. I'm looking much more broader picture. I'm not talking about the former country, I'm talking a process where we should include other members like Greece, like Bulgaria, Albania as well. So each country in the region has own strategy and should continue in that trajectory in the future to develop national economy. And each country must be estimated according to personal merit-based system. But as I said, the regional cooperation in terms of increasing the sharing of goods, increasing the economical cooperation between the countries should be an imperative and should follow that trajectory in the future as well.
Thank you. What after when you resolve your political conflict with Greece regarding the name?
Sorry, can you repeat the question once again?
What you think about the resolving or your political conflict which you have now with Greece? What will be after? I
will do small correction. This is not a conflict. This is a name dispute, as a matter of fact. So this is quite different compared with the conflict because of the wording.
Yes.
we are in a position, and as I said, we are not introduced about the ongoing process of negotiations. I mean, I'm talking about the essence of ongoing process of negotiations. Our last information was, as I said, late January, when the Prime Minister and Minister for Foreign Affairs presented in front of us the set of ideas previously submitted to the negotiators by mediator Nimitz. So that is more or less the last official briefing that we received from the government officials. And if you're asking me when will be the potential solution achieved, I must say as soon as possible, but that solution must respect Macedonian national and country interests, our language, our nationality, and our constitutional name. So therefore I must say that as soon as similar agreement will be achieved, then Macedonia will continue advancing toward integration and accession to European Union and NATO, because as I said, only this dispute remains as a constraint toward that trajectory. But in the parallel, we should continue working and continue reforming our society, our economy, our education, our health system, our social labor market. So those processes are in parallel, and one is independent of another. So as soon as we achieved that solution with our neighbor, our southern neighbor, that soon Macedonia will, it's obviously continue advancing toward NATO and EU integration. Because according to the statements and quotes from international community officials, it's obviously that only this dispute remains as an obstacle toward that final milestone.
Where do you see Macedonia in the regional and bilateral relations with your neighbors in the region?
Macedonia should cooperate on a friendly base with the neighbors, of course. And cooperation is, I said a couple of times in the past, cooperation means two-way street. So you should give, but you should receive the same value as a feedback. So whenever this cooperation is based on that principle, two-way street, giving and taking on the same value, then Macedonia should continue in that way in the future as well.
My next question is, will Macedonia stay as a polarized country? Do you think that you will find an internal consensus regarding membership in NATO and European Union between the political parties?
I can't agree with you that Macedonia is a polarized country. Of course, Macedonia is a multi-ethnic country with the biggest majority are Macedonians, more than 65%, and approximately 25% of them are Albanians and other minorities. So I think that if you can remember the pictures from the middle of 90s, from the past century, you can easily find statements from international officials that Macedonia was called a oasis of peace. So therefore I can't agree with you that Macedonia is a polarized country. Macedonia is a multi-ethnic country like most of the Balkan countries. And I think that the bridge between different ethnicities are common understanding and respecting.
It means with NATO and European Union there is a consensus between the citizens of Macedonia.
And according to the latest polls, the consensus is made at approximately 80%, more than 80%.
How you see the rivalry between VMRO, your political party, and now the ruling party, SDSM? Do you think that new political parties will born or will be established in the country in the future? or you will be the only two parties, main parties between the Macedonian nation?
VMRO-DPMNE is the biggest political party in Macedonia, and now we are on a position after 11 years in power. Now there is a new leadership in our party, approximately 4.5 months since I was elected as a new president, and approximately 4 months since the new executive committee was elected. So we are trying to renew our party structure from municipality local branches up to party commissions, and although we are paying attention on the past as well, I think that VMRO-DPMNE very soon will be the leader, as always was in the past in Macedonian political living, and during the next extraordinary or regular elections, VMRO-DPMNE will win and will be the leader of the next Macedonian government. I believe in that, and I firmly work on that milestone together with my associates. And on a daily basis, we are receiving new supporters, new members, new partisans, and we will continue in that way. We will continue to promote new, right, conservative politics. VMRO-DPMNE is people party. VMRO-DPMNE will continue to remain between the people in Macedonia, Macedonian citizens, and will continue to promote the new politics, and at the same time will continue to criticize the wrong politics of the government, which I must admit are very much during the past 1 year since they are in power.
The future of Macedonian-Albanian relation inside the country, it means between the citizens, and the relations of the Macedonians with Albania and Kosovo.
What about that? I mean, what is the essence of the question?
Internal relations.
Internal.
In Macedonia and
since the independence of Macedonia from the former state, from the former country, Macedonian government always was developed by two biggest ethnic parties, Macedonian biggest party and the Albanian biggest party. Unfortunately, this principle was broken during the development of this government. Maybe because of this reason, this government doesn't have credibility among the Macedonian citizens, but nevertheless, this is another question. Cohesion always existed and will exist, as I said. Macedonia is a multinational country, and the bridge of understanding and mutual respectability between different ethnicities existed and will continue to exist in the future as well. So I don't see any, let's say, potential rifts in the future. In the contrary, I think that we will continue to strengthen relations between different ethnicities in Macedonia.
How you see to development relations, the future Macedonian and the United States?
United States are our partner country, our strategic partner country. United States helped a lot to Macedonia in the past. Hopefully they will continue with that support in the future. And I think that in the future we should to improve our relations, continue improving our relations with the United States, as we will do the same with the European Union, with other countries in the world. Macedonia is a small country, and Macedonia should and must continue building bridges of friendship and understanding with the different countries in the world. We must learn something from the bigger countries, and we must implement that what we had learned from them in our society. So therefore, I think that in this sense, United States were our friend, they will be our friend, and we rely on that friendship a lot in the future.
Same questions to development relations with European Union and Russia Federation. Please comment.
I said that not only with the United States, as well as with the European Union and with Russia as well. So as Macedonia is a small country, must continue working, building bridges of friendship, increasing the economical cooperation with all states in the world wherever it's possible to find a business partner. So I can't see the real obstacle in those terms. So we as a society, as a country, must continue to improve our relations with all countries in the world, and we must continue learning from most experienced and bigger countries, and try that know-how, try to implement within our society.
General conclusion, Macedonia is a friendly country.
Definitely, and the people living in Macedonia is friendly oriented, and a lot of foreigners that are visiting our country, when I'm asking, what do you think about Macedonia, what do you think about the Macedonia, the answer is more or less unique, very friendly country, very friendly oriented citizens. So visit Macedonia and you will see that.
You comment for relations Macedonia-Slovenia and your cooperations with Slovenian Democratic Party and president of this party, Mr. Janez Janša.
Yes, about the country relations, I don't have doubt that one of our biggest economical, trade and political partners and supporters is Slovenia, and that was the case in the past, and hopefully this will continue in the future. Slovenian ambassador in Macedonia, also the ambassador of NATO is Slovenian in Macedonia, the ambassador of European Union is Slovenian in Macedonia, so a lot of focus from Slovenia is in Macedonia. I'm having permanent meetings with them. During the past week, I met with Bartol, he's ambassador of NATO. I met with Jazbec, ambassador of Slovenia in Macedonia. So we share a lot of things together. So we should continue. We should continue in that way. Even we should improve our relations in the future as well. About ours as a party support of VMRO-DPMNE to Mr. Janša also, please do not have doubt, because we are firstly sister parties, we are friends with Mr. Janša. We supported him a lot in the past. He supported us a lot in the past as a political party, and we will continue in that way. We will continue our cooperation as a political parties, and we will extend our, why not to extend our support in the future, not only as a human beings, as a persons, as colleagues, but try to increase our party communication in a different levels. For instance, in the women organization, within the youth organization. So please do not have any doubt about our party support and my personal support as Christian Mickoski.
Last October, Mr. Janša and Mr. Viktor Orban visited Ohrid to support VMRO-DPMNE to local election. How you comment relations Fidesz, Viktor Orban relations? Your party supported Fidesz, Fidesz supported to VMRO-DPMNE?
Yes. After my first visit since I was elected as a new president of VMRO-DPMNE was in Brussels, and the next meeting was in Budapest with Prime Minister Orban. In those days he was preparing for the parliamentary elections. Fidesz is as well our sister party. We are together within the European People's Party family. We are communicating, we are cooperating, and same as I said for Mr. Janša, I will repeat for Mr. Orban. So we appreciate a lot their support, and we will continue giving our support to their political parties. This is the way how sister parties communicate, and this is the way how the sister parties cooperate mutually.
Last time, very different support from members of European People's Party to VMRO-DPMNE. Chancellor Merkel is last time is 50-50 supported to your party. Before President Gruevski.
No, sorry, but I again must disagree with you. Maybe you are talking emotionally, based on emotions and feelings, not on real facts. Also, we appreciate a lot cooperation with CDU, party of Chancellor Merkel, and we appreciate a lot the help that we are receiving from that sister party as well. So, I will not comment past quotes. Maybe we should focus on the future and on the present situation. So, also do not have doubt. A lot of officials and a lot of parliament MPs from the German Bundestag visited headquarters HQ of our political party. We had open and frank discussion about present issues in Macedonia, about the future developments in the region and Macedonia as well. So, just to wrap up, this is the essence of European People's Party family, and the essence is based on mutual cooperation and understanding and helping wherever is necessary.
Tomorrow to come to Slovenia, Mr. Manfred Weber, President of European People's Party, to support Slovenian Democratic Party. European People's Party
I will be the
support to your party.
Yes,
now.
I will. Yes, generally, yes. I visited Brussels, as I said, late January. I had meetings with Mr. Dole, the president of People's Party. Yes. Afterwards, in March or April, beginning of April, I visited Sofia. I had a meeting with the Prime Minister of Bulgaria, Mr. Boyko Borisov, and at the same time we had a mutual meeting with Mr. Dole, who was on those days in Sofia. Our cooperation is out of questioning. We continue to being a part of European People's Party family. We were and we will continue in that way. Tomorrow I will be a part of convention of Mr. Janša political party, because now the elections are starting in Slovenia. As I said, he has my personal full support and our party full support as well.
Relations to Serbian National Party, Serbia SNS, with Vučić and HDZ.
Yes, when I was returning back from the States, I traveled to the region. In those days I was in Slovenia. I had a meeting with Mr. Janša, and afterwards I met Plenković and Vučić in Belgrade as well. So those two parties are our sister parties as well. So there is no something new that I should add on the previous comments regarding the relations between different sister parties.
Specifically, Boyko Borisov party, GERB, has better relations with Social Democratic Party of Macedonia or your party?
I think that VMRO-DPMNE and GERB strengthened relations, and we will continue. This is not one-day process. This is a long-lasting process, and this is a dynamic process, and this process will continue in the future. We are on a permanent communication on different levels. Past weekend I was in Sofia. I met some of party officials there. I was on a private visit, as a matter of fact, but nevertheless I had a couple of meetings with members of his cabinet, with some of European members of the parliament that are from GERB. So also we are continuing to improve the relations between the two parties. As I said, this is long-lasting process, dynamic process, and we will continue in that way in the future.
Your sister party in Greece, Albania and Kosovo?
Yes, in Greece is Nea Demokratia. I don't have any communication with Mr. Mitsotakis. Hopefully in the future we will talk about the ongoing disputes between two countries. As a matter of fact, ongoing dispute, because we are having only one dispute. We will see where that meeting will be, maybe on some of the meetings during the European People's Party Summit or somewhere else. We will see. Up to now, I haven't a meeting with him, but I'm positive that that meeting will happen in the future.
Albania and Kosovo?
Albania with Mr. Basha, I met him.
Democratic Party.
Yes, when I was in Brussels. As a matter of fact, we sat together. We were one by one. There is a picture on his Facebook profile and in mine as well. So we are communicating as all sister parties. I mean, as I said,
Kosovo don't have cooperations with Kosovo.
yes, I haven't met with LDK still. With Mr. Rugova, I think that.
Is Mustafa now president?
Or I can't remember the name, but why not? In the future, also we will sit and we will discuss with them about everything.
In Bosnia, rule parties is from EPP group.
Mm-hmm.
Are you cooperations HDZ?
No.
PDP, Party of Democratic Progress, and Party of Democration Action.
For this 4.5 months, I haven't chance to meet with all regional presidents of our sister parties. As I mentioned, I said with whom I had the meetings. Unfortunately, among them is not a Bosnian leader of People's Party. Maybe in the future, who knows? There will be opportunity to sit on the table and discuss.
Gospod Gajšek, imate kakšno vprašanje?
Ja ću da govorim srpsko-hrvatski. Ja imam 3 pitanja. Mnogo sam vam zahvalan da govorite o jugoistočnoj Evropi, a ne više o nekakvom zabačenom Balkanu. Tako ste kao država, Makedonija, ipak deo Evrope, da se razumemo. To nije neko zabačeno selo negde tamo daleko. Moje prvo pitanje glasi se kako je sa bankarskim sistemom. Kako se ponašaju banke kod vas? Mi imamo, na primjer, velike probleme sada sa bankama, a interesuje me kako sistem banke, nacionalne banke u Makedoniji radi. Drugo pitanje su izbjeglice. Ja mislim da čitava Europa danas prima ove izbjeglice iz Sirije, Afganistana i tako dalje. I kako to vi radite u Makedoniji? Treće pitanje koje se mi čini bitno su omladinci, omladina. Kakve ima perspektive makedonska omladina u Makedoniji za zapošljavanje, za u nauci, u školstvu i tako dalje. I to su, mislim, danas i bitna pitanja čitavog sveta i posebno Makedonije, a tako i Slovenije. To su ta moja 3 pitanja na koja molim da mi odgovorite. Možete da govorite engleski. Ja naime govorim perfektno francuski, parler français, oder auch in deutscher Sprache, ili čak i na latinskom, lingvam latinom, ali znate, engleski, ja sam imao to, samo da kažem, ja sam imao zaručnicu koja je Američanka i sada je ta moja Kristina, doktor Cerna, ona je predsjednica u Washingtonu Vrhovnog suda za čovječanska prava to je Amerike i Latinske Amerike. A ja i ne kažem kako ja sada živim, jer kad bi bio dole, ja bi bio kao Melania Trump.
Muška Melania Trump.
Nije problem, ja ću krenuti od ovo treće vaše pitanje. Što se tiče omladine i zapošljavanja. Ja sam rekao, kad sam pričao na samom početku dana, da je prošla vlada smanjila stopu nezaposlenosti u Makedoniji od fantastično velikih u to vreme 2006. 38% na 21%. Što isto tako nije zadovoljavajuće i je isto tako veliki broj. nažalost, sad se ta brojka otprilike zadržava tu oko 20-21%, nezaposlenost se ne smanjuje, odnosno ne uvećava se zaposlenost u Makedoniji, jer ekonomija slabo radi. Rast bruto domaćeg proizvoda je negde oko 2017. nekada oko 0, oko 0, i to je ubedljivo na dnu u Evropi u ovom trenutku. Nije pretposlednja ili treća, mi smo na dnu Evrope, iako sećamo se ona vremena kada je ceo svet bio u krizi, Makedonija je bila u top 3 po rastu domaćeg proizvoda. Nažalost, od kad je ova nova vlada došla, mi smo ekonomski maltene u velikim problemima. To automatski znači da vi ne možete, ako vam ekonomija ne radi, vi nemate kreiranje novih radnih mesta i smanjenje nezaposlenosti. Ali to i toliko možda i nije neki problem, jer to bi moglo da bude kratkotrajan efekt. Problem je u tome što nema vizije, nema nekih razvojnih projekata, i ono što deklarativno se prezentira ispred makedonske javnosti ne može se nazvati razvojni projekt, ili je kopija od prošle vlade, ili je velika laž koja ova nova vlada planira da i prezentuje kao svoj razvojni projekt, jer kad vi kažete da ćete izgraditi i bazirate svoj forecast na rast bruto domaćeg proizvoda na hidrocentrale Čebreni Galište, onda trebate da kažete da prva lopata koja će krenuti za gradnju tih objekata može da bude 2020. i 2021. Nikako to ne može da bude 18. 19. ili 20. Tako da vi ili ne znate šta pričate, što je strašno, ili ako vas neko brifira, onda vas loše brifirao, jer stvari nisu baš tako rozevi kako što vi nevešto probate da brifirate makedonsku javnost. Upravo u biti to radi ovaj naš premijer, ili ne zna šta priča, najčešće to, ili kad priča nešto što nije tako ili neće biti tako. Ali dobro, zato smo mi tu opozicija, pa probat ćemo da simuliramo kroz ona moja Facebook obraćanja, kroz pres konferencije, da, kako da kažem, da dolovimo istinu ispred makedonskih građana. I tako ćemo produžiti principijelno, časno i istinito. To je politika koju mi promovišemo, i to je politika koju ćemo mi produžiti prakticirati u Makedoniji. Uskoro će biti jedan moj lični dokument kako je moja vizija za Makedoniju u sljedeće 20 godina. To je moj lični dokument koji će možda, evo, da uskoro i promovišem u mojoj zemlji. Temelji se na 3 pivora, 3 stuba. Prvi je judiciary reforms, rule of law i democracy improvement, znači reforme u sudstvu, podobljavanja demokratije i vladanja prava. Druga je economical rebirth ili ekonomska prerodba, i treća je educational reforms. To znači da, jer sam ja profesor na univerzitetu u Makedoniji, tačno znam šta treba omladini i kako da mi kreiramo nova radna mesta, a da to budu silno plaćena radna mesta, i da naš know-how mladež ne ide van Makedonije. Jer kao i sve zemlje po Evropi, problem je sociološko, ekonomsko, politički. Sociološko jer je niska fertility rate u svim zemljama Evrope, prosto svi su ispod 1,5, 1,4, tako da prosto sa tim fertility rateom vi nemate kontinuiranu reprodukciju ljudi u vašim zemljama, i ono što je kvalitetno know-how koji ima tehnika vladanja, onda ide, gde nađe bolju plaću, onda se tamo seli. Tako da to je onaj sociološki problem koji je povežan sa ovim ekonomskim problemom, i onda dolazi ovaj politički, gde dolaze vlade koje nemaju apsolutno nikakvu viziju za razvoj vaše zemlje, jer su one dovedene zbog jednog jedinog pitanja. Ja zato kažem, kod nas je sad single issue government, odnosno vlada za jedno pitanje. A sve drugo stoji, svi oni realni problemi koji stvarno su problemi građana Makedonije bez razlike etničkog sustava, da su to Makedonci, Albanci, Turci, Bošnjaci, Srbi, Vlasi, Romi i sve to. Oni ljudi imaju realna dnevne potrebe, ali nažalost to niko kod nas ne rešava. Suprotno, to se samo uvećava, tako da nama je potrebna investicija, odnosno reforma obrazovanja, koja će biti povezana sa ekonomijom a kako će biti povezana sa ekonomijom, da sva ona silno plaćena ili dobro well-paid jobs, kako mi kažemo, umjesto ili one R&D, Research and Development centre, koje su recimo u zapadnoj Evropi, da nađemo način kako da ih dovedemo u Makedoniji. I onda bi imali silno plaćena radna mesta i onda bi mladi ljudi koji u sebi imaju onaj know-how ostali u Makedoniji, ne bi išli van, koji je za mene, mislim, ovako najveći problem i najveća zakana makedonskog društva i makedonske ekonomije. Što se tiče ovih izbjeglica, Makedonija je tranzit zemlja. Mislim da prošla vlada se dobro spravila što se tiče i prevenirala nekog većeg talasa da prođe kroz Makedonije i to je bilo uspešno i dobili smo veoma puno pohvala što se tiče međunarodne zajednice i Evropske unije. Sad nemam neke informacije da će neki novi talas uskoro da se desi. Nadam se da ova nova vlada ima neki plan bar za to. Tako da vidjet ćemo kako će se stvari razvijati u budućnosti što se tiče ovog pitanja. Znate, rekao sam, puno se o realnim problemima i realnim zakanama u Makedoniji ne priča, već samo o jednom pitanju. I ovo prvo pitanje vaše oko bankarskog sistema Narodne banke Makedonije, baš je sad to aktuelno pitanje kod nas u Makedoniji, jer je mandat guvernera Makedonije koji je, kad su bili ove najveći krahovi finansijskog sistema i u Evropi i u svetu, uspeo da održi makroekonomsku stabilnost Makedonije i kurs denara. Njegov mandat sad završava i vladajuće mnozinstvo, odnosno parlamentarno mnozinstvo, jer je bio predložen od strane predsednika države kao za drugi mandat, jer je bio uspešan u ovoj prvi mandat i u tome nema nikakve zamerke. Ali što se tiče, on se bira u parlamentu na predlog predsednika, ali vidimo u zadnje vreme da premijer i parlamentarno mnozinstvo kažu da ne daju njemu podršku za drugi mandat, a ne kažu koji je razlog zbog toga, jer najvjerojatno to je fetiš, kapric, neki njihov kompleks, možda frustracija, ne znam. Jer frustraciju od uspešne ljude je nešto neoprostivo, tako da najvjerojatno to je jedini razlog zašto on neće dobiti ovaj drugi mandat. Vidjet ćemo kako će se to razvijati. Nadam se da makroekonomska stabilnost da će ostati. Nadam se da stabilnost naše nacionalne valute denar da će isto tako ostati, jer to je nama kao mala ekonomija i kao mala država veoma bitno. A što se tiče bankarskog sistema, ima kod nas puno banaka čiji su vlasnici, recimo, izvan Makedonije. Recimo, tu je Nacionalna banka Grčke, koja je vlasnik jedne od triju najveće banke u Makedoniji. Tu je isto slovenačka Nova Ljubljanska banka, koja je vlasnik Tutunske banke. Onda tu je Komercijalna banka, koja je jedina, još možemo kazati, možemo reći da je jedina makedonska banka ostala u vlasništvu. Onda je tu Societe Generale, francuska banka, koja je vlasnik Ohridske banke i tako ima tu nekih bugarskih banaka, austrijske banaka i tako dalje. Ali za sad nije bilo nekih velikih potresa što se tiče bankarskog sistema u Makedoniji. Suprotno, za sad je sve ovo bilo stabilno, možemo reći, u ovih 27 godina od trenutka kad je Makedonija postala neovisna država, tako da jedini problem je sad koje vladajačko množinstvo parlamentarno može zagroziti nacionalnu makroekonomiju je ovu frustraciju koju imaju od uspešne ljude kao što je evo još aktualni guverner Narodne banke Makedonije.
Do you have any question?
You prefer English or?
Yes, as you like.
Yeah.
But because we have diplomats,
Okay.
it's better in English.
I'm here as I'm coming from economy, microeconomy, and basically Slovenian economy is based on micro companies, micro enterprises or small enterprises. This is our core. As such, we are not rich enough to invest in Switzerland, but we can afford to invest in Macedonia. And I'm an owner of a Slovenian company, and we have subsidiary in Macedonia. We started 3 years and a half ago. At the moment, we have 3 employees plus 1 contract cooperative person. And because we are working in healthcare, and we are, very narrow specialists. But in some cases, for our business in Macedonia, a very important one, we are totally blocked by the bribery. And it was as such in the previous government, and it still continues, and I'm fearing that it's going to be even worse under current government. This is an issue. It's an issue of such importance that I'm seriously thinking to quit the business in Macedonia. And if this question doesn't fit to this meeting, I'm not in any case demanding to have any response from your side, but this is the reason why I'm here. So to discuss with you, how do you see this kind of problem? Do you have any intention, because I haven't noticed any intention, not from your party, not from the opposite party, during these 4 years, to consider those kind of things important. Maybe we are too small, because we are really small. But if we apply to any kind of institutions in Macedonia, we have kind of foggy, runaway answers and non-action at all regarding our problem, which is, as I said, important for us, but generally very, very small and minor. If the rest of Slovenian companies, small companies mostly, have the same experience, it can be a big problem, because, of course, once you try to bump with the head into the wall, second time you do it, third time you start to ask questions if it's possible or not, or if it's worth or not. So I see this one from my very low, basic micro level as very important. So do you have any information what is going on the field, not in a macro political level, because macro political level can be, we can talk about those problems, we can say we are against it, but I will quit the company. So this is maybe my message and my question. How do you see, or do you have any vision to prevent this very, very problematic thing which we are experiencing as investors? And I'm saying small investors, but maybe important ones.
Small but important for Macedonia, because building economy is based on, and development of economy is based on development microeconomy, especially for small economies in countries like Macedonia and Slovenia are. Maybe Slovenian economy is not like Macedonia, it's maybe 10 times bigger, but nevertheless, I'm talking about Macedonian economy. You haven't a chance maybe to discuss with me about this deviant behavior of somebody. But me as a person, as a president of the biggest opposition party, and as a professor of the university, have zero tolerance for such a deviant behavior. And one of my 3 pillars is exactly based on that: reforms in judiciary, democracy improvement, and rule of law. And within this pillar, some of measures will be incorporated in order to prevent from such a behavior of some of institutions. Of course, to be honest, never ever previously in the world some government succeed to level corruption on the 0 level. But let's do anything what is in our hands and what is necessary to decrease this type of deviant behaviors from state institutions. And as I said, let's try to promote the potentials of our economy to bring into Macedonia hundreds of examples like you are, sir. But, you know, at the same time, Macedonia is the only country with the prime minister who was abolitionist. And Macedonia is only country where the prime minister is accused because of bribery. Asking a bribery, he is accused. There is a court process. And there is a witness who said publicly during the trial process that this guy asked me a bribery when he was a mayor of Strumica. Couple of days ago, I published a huge scandal when he was a mayor of Strumica, indirectly sold a land, construction land, to his brother. And this guy is a role model of nation. And when you are having this situation, then it's hard to convince people. They are losing a faith, like you. They are closing the businesses and going out of the country. That's why we need to change the picture for our country. We need to bring back successful youngsters from abroad, because the dream of my generation was quite different, in a contrary of the present situation in my country. Yes, I can loudly speak, and I can guarantee that when I will win the next elections, I will try to decrease this type of deviant behavior as much as possible. And I can say as well and admit that maybe I will not manage to succeed to level corruption to 0. But if we increase among our country within the top of decriminalized countries in the world, then my mission will be accomplished. But now, I said, we are having a prime minister, abolition, accused for asking a bribery, with a lot of scandals during his engagement when he was a mayor of municipality of Strumica. And you said that this type of deviant behavior happened during the previous government, which was also for condemned, but now even it is increased.
It is, to be honest, I'm fearing to be increased. Why? Because you have, let's say we are working with the healthcare. The healthcare, the typical model of working with healthcare as a supplier is with the public tenders. And you have, from the time of ex-government, the perfect electronic system of public tendering was applied. much better than we have in Slovenia. It's superb.
It's good to know that.
Yeah. It's electronic auctions, so it's very transparent, very clear, and of course, well, I like it. The problem is that right now this system starts to be, you know, kind of not something which is absolutely necessary anymore, but there are some ways to go around. And that's why the ones who wants to be transparent are not in the same position as the ones who are channels around.
I will give you immediately an answer. Previously, the body so-called Council for Public Procurement existed, and that council was with the main purpose to guarantee the transparent procedure of public procurements.
Yeah,
when this government was promoted, they cancelled this body, and now you are having a numbers of eye-to-eye public procurements applied.
So yes, but even with the
with not transparent procedure.
Yeah. Even with the previous government, let's say we were at one public tender, and we were excluded from the competition because of some, let's say, professionally very stupid reasons. And the one who won the biggest tender in Macedonia had 5 times higher prices than we had, plus they offered low quality products. So this is the range where I started to believe that there is something very foggy. When the story continues is that even that small parts which we get, we haven't been paid for 2 years and a half now. And the information to our employee was that we will be only paid if we promise that we will not compete at the next tenders.
This is the reality nowadays.
So,
unfortunately.
Well, that's why I'm here, basically, to at least, let's say, have a feeling that the top brass politics have a feeling what is going on or not. So, I don't know. What is your suggestion to me? Should I stay there for another 1 year or 2, or should I continue to move to Bulgaria as I started?
No, please stay in our country because, as I said, we need to invite hundreds of similar examples in our country in order to develop our microeconomy. Because
maybe just a suggestion also for you. It's just what to do. You have also from your let's say ex-government time, you have these beautiful tax-free zones. But for the companies like ours, like Slovenian ones, we would like to have those kind of benefits and starting business there. But to swallow the conditions which are necessary there is not possible. So if you apply something like clusters, where we can rent a small parts of those, let's say, clusters inside the zone, I have 10 friends ready to invest there. But we cannot really start with the big buildings like the rest of the companies which you are starting to.
This is a good opportunity to invite you on a meeting with me in Macedonia when you will come next time. I'm on disposal to discuss openly, frankly, about all those deviant behaviors, try to prevent from such to occur in the future. So, sir, I am on disposal. I will be back in Macedonia in Monday. So, when you will travel to Macedonia and visit your HQ is down there. So, I am on disposal. Here is Zlatko Perinsky. You can contact him. We can arrange a meeting and we can discuss about the essence of those problems that you mentioned now. And we are ready to help you.
Well, I'm also, I like Macedonian people. I don't like really the rest around, but my best part of my team is basically 2 Macedonians, Macedonian girl and Macedonian guy. And basically I'm crying when I see some things there, because generally...
Maybe if you see opportunity, you will increase the number of employees and everybody will have everybody will have 1-1 situation. You will increase your business, Macedonia will decrease the unemployment rate, so
More than happy to do that. So.
I'm here.
Last question. I hope you enjoyed this lecture and discussion as much as I did. I would like to thank Dr. Christian Mickoski for his interesting lecture, which will help us understand better the situations in Macedonia and in the region in general. At the end, I would like to invite you to our next lecture, probably 4 June, lecturer Josip Juratovic, member of German Bundestag. Thank you.
Thank you.